What's up, YouTube world? I'm Ashley D. Please be sure to like and subscribe to all. And if you like the video and you want to get the word out, please be sure to share this video. Anyhow, we're going to be speaking on the movie premiere last night / the introduction to the movie premiere. So what I'm going to get started on first is the introduction. Okay. And if I slow down a little bit from time to time, please be patient with me. Like Miss Brianna, unlike her, I got my receipts. And my receipts are facts, okay? My receipts not made up in my mind. And speaking of receipts, while I'm thinking about it right now, why don't we speak on her tax returns? I'm just throwing this out there real quick. Okay, she threw her tax returns out there, as well as Robert's, to prove who made the most money, right? Let's see, Miss Brianna, Miss Lieonya, where are your tax returns before you got with Miss Robert? We want to see those. Miss 3 Degrees. We want you to pull up those tax returns before you got with this man. You see, all this that you made now and all this, sweetheart, that's irrelevant to us because we know Mr. LaTruth made you. So we would love to see your tax returns with those 3 degrees that you have before you got with this man. And if you could pull those up and you show us those, girl, then guess what? We respect you even more for that. We don't have nothing to say over here. Prove to us that you've been making 6 figures. You've been this boss chick. You've been big, not the little one. That's what I thought. We all know you're a scam and a con artist. Okay? So anyhow, moving along. Let's talk about the movie premiere. The movie premiere from the start to finish was nothing but a fabricated lie. And I'll start off by saying everything that I state is allegedly, and it's my own personal opinion. It's not a guaranteed fact. But it's what I see from my eyes, as well as a lot of you out there, okay? Anyhow, the movie title is supposed to be an abusive woman. Okay, allegedly. How are we supposed to see that? How is she going to prove that? Are we going to get phone released audio of him calling her? Or are we going to see him harassing her throughout this movie? Because let's think about this, okay? If somebody was a real DV victim, she's not going to have just old audio of them two arguing. She's going to have continuous audio from time to time. Not Mr. Robert being calmly talking about his jury fake. What she want to tear him down so the next female don't take him serious or he look like a fraud. No, she's going to have real audio of this man continuously abusing her, dogging her out, going off on her. Not a text message that's leaked when she claimed he kicked her. She's going to have a picture of that with a footprint showing that he kicked her when she had on white. This woman is nothing but a Jezebel from the Bible. The woman that God and Jesus tell us not to interact with. And the sad part is, let's speak on this. She claimed he stays 10 minutes away from her. The funny thing about Miss Lieonya is she rant, and she busts herself out each time she rant. She thinks she's proving something, but the only thing she's proving to us is not only that she's a liar and a fraud, but she's evil, and she doesn't care about anyone but herself, not even her kids like she should. So we're going to ask ourselves this question. Miss Lieonya stated that Mr. Roberts, Mr. LaTruth, stays 10 minutes away from her. When she was throwing out receipts that he pay a note on a Tesla, he pay rent, this and that. Aren't you renting? Did you let's think about it, okay? Did we see her put a sign down that says sold with the realtor? Did we see that on the video? Or did we see them just walk into a house with the kids like they amazed when, guess what? Since you've been dating Mr. LaTruth, since you've been dating him to the time you married him, up until now, you have done nothing but stay in those type of homes. Your kids have been used to those type of homes because guess what? Mr. LaTruth put you in those homes. From the first video we saw when you met that man, he was staying in that type of home already. So that was nothing new to them. We know right there that was a fabricated story. Second of all, You walk into an office in the beginning of your video with a suit on. For one, we never saw you with a suit on. You never dress like that. The only way your tail dress is provocative. You don't know how to dress professional. You don't know how to be a classy woman. You don't know how to carry yourself like you have something going for yourself. No, not only your mouth is reckless, but you dress reckless. You are reckless. Anyhow, you walk into the office with a suit on, okay? What office are you walking into, sweetheart? We all know you work from home. So that right there is a lie. Like, you so much of a fraud, you don't even know how to just be yourself, be original. You walk literally into an office and then open your laptop up with your kid's picture on there, trying to draw parents in like that matters to you. Ever since you've been divorcing this man or claiming to want a divorce, we have saw nothing but you put yourself first through this whole situation. Not one time we saw you put any one of your kids first. You have put your own selfish needs and wants first in order to try to take this man down who has done nothing but build you up to the person you are today. That's all we've seen from you. That's all the love we've seen you give anybody was the love you put into that man trying to make him love you. And it's still not working. And you were so happy Mr. Wu-Tang got you some flowers, which I don't believe he even got you those. We didn't see him personally walk up to you and get those. I don't even know if he acknowledged on your page her premiere night and said anything good about you. Why wasn't Mr. Wu-Tang there? Let me guess. He probably made something up that he had to do. He ain't been acting lately. He have not been acting lately. So we only ask ourselves this question. Are they beefing? Or did he just really not want to be there to support you? Let's see. When it's not benefiting Mr. Wu-Tang, when y'all not acting out skits, when he doesn't have anything better to do, Mr. Wu-Tang hang around you. When Mr. Wu-Tang get tired of you, not being a parent, yelling at your kids, locking them in a room, they running around because you don't have no structure, and he just can't take it no more because he don't have any kids, he go back to New York. He go back to where he want to be. And you fail to realize that. But we all do. Anyhow, so you walk into the office and then you take your kids to this home and you ask them, how do you feel about mom being single? We only saw a preview of your kids twice. I don't even think we're going to see a preview of you taking your kids bowling, letting them go skating, taking them to Dave & Buster's, Craig Cruises, all those fun things that kids your age love to do. We're not going to see you do that. I guarantee you that. And if we do, we're going to see Mr. Wu-Tang there and you guys still in the scene, in the show. Because every time y'all go somewhere, y'all make it about y'all. Y'all not putting any energy and effort into doing things with these kids. These are the most fun, precious times of their lives. And you're not even thinking about how you rip them from the only father figure that they have. You're not thinking about how emotionally they possibly could feel inside. And they can't express that. You're not even thinking so far enough about you put them out there as well in their life. You don't think about these kids could possibly go back to school and their parents are talking around them and have something to say about your kids. You don't even think about that. To say about anything and embarrass them. You don't care about that. Their parent could not agree with you and talk in front of the kids about how you be ranting online about their dad and they get teased about that. All you care about is yourself. So then, throughout the movie, I see you interact with two guys, okay? The first time you're sitting on a sofa and you don't know how to be a classy lady. You can't talk to any man. Every time I see you talk to a man, it's sensual, it's sexual. It's like you always in your mind trying to look for the next come up. That's who you are. You tilt your head talking to this man trying to look sexy and sexual. You tilt your head. You don't know how to be professional. You don't know how to not want a man. You don't. You can't help yourself. You cannot. And it shows. You talking to I think it was a co-producer or whoever the guy was, and he's sitting down going over things with you, and you sitting up there just tilting your head, trying to flirt like we know what you normally do. And then you talking to another man, you standing up, you talking to him, laughing, trying to flirt, trying to be cute like you normally do. When are you ever serious with a man and you not trying to be sexual, seductive? When? When will we see that from you, Bree? Anyhow, fast forward, Miss Lieonya. So you have your friend come talk to you and tell you how you doing. You need to get things together, this and that. Which, you know what? That was a decent conversation she was having with you. But you're not smart enough to even take that in. They just threw that scene in there. We're not going to see any type of video, audio of Mr. LaTruth allegedly harassing you because you're a DV victim. And there's no way a DV victim will stay 10 minutes away from someone that's abusing them. That's what happens when you ramble so much, Miss Lieonya. You bust yourself out. How do you know where this man stays, for one, if he hasn't saw his child since you guys been going through this alleged divorce that you won't sign the papers for? How do you know that this man stays 10 minutes away from you unless you possibly Googled his address or you following him? Just like we saw, you said you not following him, but when you was live, his name popped up quick to show you that he was going live, and you hurry up and you strode it up. We saw that, Miss Lieonya. Not to mention, even if he did move 10 minutes away from you, you guys not co-parenting at this time. So there's no reason for you to stay that close to the DV victim. I mean, to the person that's DVing you, allegedly. You would be low-key somewhere, right? But no, you have a full baby man in your house you taking care of, and you supposed to be scared of your child's father. Make that make sense. We can't. So then, when you had that conversation with your kids, how do you feel about mommy being single? It broke my heart because they probably don't know how to answer that. That conversation, you wasn't mature and strong enough to process that this whole situation could have been sad for them. It could have been messing with their emotions, being as young as they are, and they can't express it. This man has been a part of these kids' life for so long. You're so hell-bent on getting back at him, trying to show him that you don't need him, that you boss chick, that you self-made, when clearly we all know you made it because of him, okay? You're not woman enough to have him sit down with you and you guys talk to the kids together and explain to them what's going on and allow them to ask questions. You can't co-parent with this man. That's the sad, unfortunate part. Anybody that's going through a divorce that's agreed on. You're supposed to have been wanting it so bad, dancing when the paper came to you, but yet you haven't signed anything. If that was the case, and you don't have anything against Mr. LaTruth, because clearly on certain audio tapes, you talk to him regular. And then it starts to make me think, we only hear him going off on certain parts, okay? So if this man was allegedly DVing you verbally, why are you so calm and then he's going off? I feel like you got him to that point. You were saying some hurtful things, and then boom, you finally got him to explode, go off. That's when you hit record, and that's when you start recording him. And then now you want to turn around and be calm, like you've been calm the whole time, and he's just verbally abusing you. Just like the leaked text messages, you claim that he kicked you and you had on all white. But yet, you didn't send the video. You could even took the shirt off and showed a footprint on your shirt. It's just always from day one been a motive with you. And now every day is clearly starting to show. You are a selfish, evil young lady with a teenager mind frame. This man has been a part of your kid's life forever. Their dad stays out of town. They should be able, since he's 10 minutes away, to go over his house and do fun things with him. But just because of your ignorance, not only he have to wait probably to go through the courts to see his daughter because he doesn't want any drama. And low key, to be honest with you, when I saw him go live yesterday and he said he keeps switching places and he don't want to give out his location, this man low key is scared for his life. Not only we have these crazy, ignorant, obsessed Bree fans going to people's houses, attacking them, we don't know how men are behind the scene. You never know how crazy a person is, especially when someone is claiming allegedly to be a DV victim. And she's been on YouTube for quite some time now, so these people have been following her fake journey. And the sad, unfortunate part is a lot of people don't see through her. And I'm just going to be real. The people that don't see through her, they're messy, they're drama, and they probably giving their child's father hell. And this is exactly what they want to tune into, somebody that's just like them. And we have the other people that supported her and Mr. LaTruth. And then they started supporting her because they were females. Then eventually when she claimed allegedly she was a DV victim, they felt bad for her. And some of them were victims. And they felt like they could relate to her. And as she continued to cry in the beginning and keep her storyline going, then eventually that started to fade out. Then she said she wasn't going to talk about him. She just wanted peace. But she continued to come on camera every day and bash him. Every day is something. Those people started to fade away and realized, hey, this woman is tripping. If she was really a DV victim, there's no way she's going to continuously come at this man like that. She's going to be too scared. Any DV victim will be out of sight, out of mind. They're not going to stay 10 minutes from their accuser. They're not going to leak that man's address. So guess what? I don't blame Mr. LaTruth for going out of town saying he's not going to give his location till he leaves. That's so sad. He said he keeps switching up every couple days. Who has to live their life like that? That cannot be fun for them. You on vacation. You out of the state and you have to continuously keep switching up your rooms at different hotels because you don't know if it's a crazy fan out there coming at you because your ex-wife done put something out there about you that's false. And I pray that you get her for defamation of character. And she get on that stand and she try to prove all her lies like Amber Heard did and it falls apart. I pray, Robert, that you go through with that. Because she deserves to feel how you felt. And how you continue to feel when you go on live and people making fun of you, when you doing skits and people come under your page and they say you just trying to piss Brianna off. You just mad at her. Everything you do, they say it's about her. You trying to get her upset. You miss her. Or they make fun of how you look. What kind of life is that for someone that built their platform up off of YouTube many, many years ago? To only have it destroyed by the person they trust the most. Imagine how that feels. The person you trusted the most was not only recording you, but was setting you up, blindsiding you, and taking pictures of you at the most vulnerable point in your life, in your relationship, when you think you have privacy in your own bathroom. So you have to ask yourself, how sick and twisted can this individual be? If she didn't love her own husband like that, she truly don't love herself. And like I stated, the kid's father stay out of town. If you cared about your kids that much, you would put aside what you feel about this man and make sure they have that father figure in their life. Those are boys, they need that. And not to mention the little girls need that daddy love so they can know how to deal with men the older they get. Because we sure know Mr. Wu-Tang ain't feeling you like that. He sure not going to play no stepdaddy. He just like a whole nother kid you taking care of in the house. We already know that. But it's too bad you don't see that now. And then you ask the kids how they feel about you being single. Girl, you only been single for 3 months. Now we need to ask them, how do they feel about you going from being married, Mr. Robert in the house with them, for you bringing allegedly this total stranger in their house to live here, who doesn't care about them, who's eating up all the food, who drinking up their juice packs, who doesn't really interact with them like that, who goes live, who sit down on the sofa, who tells them to go back to their room, and they don't even know him like that, who you cooking food for when their stomach in the room is growling, and they finally see their mama cooking because it looks like she ain't cooked in 6 years, 7 years, or probably her whole life because she can't scramble eggs. But now I smell food in the kitchen and my mother's up cooking and she cooking some dang on macaronis and it's not enough for a family of 6. It's not enough. And the sad part at the very end, when you release that dove and you ask your mother, is you say you hope your mother is proud of you. What is there to be proud of, unfortunately? Proud of the fact that you ruined this man's career that showed nothing but love for you and your kids. He invited you into his home. And there's a lot of good women out there with 4 kids that would love to be with a Mr. LaTruth. That would love for a Mr. LaTruth to put them in a position to where they can work from home and be the boss chick that you claim you are. They would love to cook for this man every night. They would love to be put in a nice house like that when they came from nothing. And they would appreciate that. And by nothing, I don't mean they were nothing. I mean, they was downsized and now he upgraded them to a better lifestyle. It's a lot of single women that will appreciate that. And you took advantage of that. So what does she have to be proud of? You using someone. You manipulating someone. You lying on someone continuously. You destroying, the relationship he's building with his daughter. At such a very young age, you're confusing that girl. And you think you're getting back at this man by having Janelle hold her. And the funny thing is, he just got her up there and she laughing and talking. He not tickling her. He not interacting with her. That's not a cute moment to me. A man carrying her with her head facing towards the back. He's not tickling her, sweetheart. That's not a cute moment. And to be honest, Mr. Wu-Tang was probably holding her, so you didn't try to hold his hand or walk next to him. Any chance he get, he's going to try to grab something so you don't be in his personal space because he's not feeling you like that. And it's funny, at the skating thing, even how he tried to dance with you and then he lifted you up like that. It wasn't a dance of care when he pulled you up. It was just like a fun, whatever, little girl type of thing. Here you go. Everything he does for you is the bare minimum. And you hold on to that like it means the world to you. And to be honest, I know deep down inside, you got to know this man don't care about you. That's why you constantly get into it with him behind the scenes. You read what everybody says because you become what anybody asks you to be. The next day or 2 days later, that's what Brianna's doing. Because you don't have your own brain and you process things like a 17-year-old instead of a mother of 4. You don't think about your kids first. You think about yourself first. And the funny part about all this, you are destroying innocent lives behind your drama and your foolishness. You know that man isn't feeling you like that, but you're hell-bent on not only getting back at your ex, trying to make him hurt because you're hurting. Why are you really hurting when you ask yourself this question? You've been planning to leave this man from day one. You've been piling up evidence, audio. It shows in some of the videos you wasn't loving him like he loved you. But yet, when he finally divorced you, give you that freedom, you already have your platform, you're already making good money. Why all of a sudden now you're hurt? Maybe it's because he left you. You never thought he would leave. You never thought he would get tired of you behind the scenes, badgering him, holding him back. He helped build your career, but at the same time, you were so jealous, spiteful, evil, and envious, you didn't want him to start his career. His career was starting before you. You didn't want this man to interact with other beautiful women in videos because you was that insecure. You didn't support his dreams, but yet he allowed you to have one. He showed you a way to have a vision, to have success. In the same way, and the same tools he gave you to use are the same ones you use to destroy him. And now he has to continuously start all over and work through him going on live and people laughing at him. People making it always about you when he's trying to move forward with his life. And now we could go to the movie premiere, the night of the movie premiere last night. Let's start at the beginning. We didn't see Mr. Wu-Tang at all. Let me guess. He had some type of acting gig he was trying out for. He had 1,000,001 excuses not to be there, Miss Lieonya. Guess why? Because at the end of the day, he don't support your dreams like that. He's just not into you, boo. And you're sticking it out. You're being extra for the audience to prove that you don't care about your ex like that. Excuse me. You don't want to be with him. You have moved on. So the first guy that jumped in your inbox that you saw had a little movie role, you thought this was it. I'm going to show my husband that people want me, people checking for me. So once you poured everything into this man, you kept wishing, hoping, and praying you would get something out of it. But only thing you got out of it was a joke and a hot mess. That's the only thing you got out of it. We haven't saw not one thing you have benefited from this man. But he's opening doors for you that you never would have went through if you stayed with your husband. Where is the door? Show us one, please. Let me guess, you was behind the scene of a set anybody could get in. One time. I have not saw you on a red carpet premiere of any sort. Besides the one you paid for last night. He was not there to support you. He has so many excuses why, but yet you show some roses like he sent that. No, baby, we all know you sent that, Miss Lieonya, to yourself. And then you turn around and probably try to make him jealous about it. And then you wanted the audience to think he sent it because he wasn't there. And I don't know, I'm not sure, but more than likely, he probably shouted out, congratulations to my friend. Congratulations, sweetheart. Some little corny line just to keep your mind occupied like he cared for a second. But he didn't post your whole thing. The movie premiere out. Guess what? If it's not about Mr. Wu-Tang, if it's not y'all doing skits, if it's not benefiting him selling his bootleg merch online, trying to get people to buy it, he not going to feel you like that. He not going to be around Bree unless he obligated to. Miss Lieonya, you don't get it? You don't see that by now? That man only tolerates you enough to get what he needs. And when he gets tired because he doesn't have kids of being around you and all your kids, and you constantly telling them go to the room, you yelling, you laughing out loud for no good reason, like a ghetto teenager, he goes home. And he laughs with his friends about how in love you is with him, how you try to kiss us with him, how he told you he not affectionate, but he really is. He just not like that with you. And then he say, oh gosh, I don't know how long I gotta do this. My fan base is going up, but man, I don't even know sometimes if it's worth it. She's getting on my nerves. If someone cared about you as much as they did, and this is a little advice to you, little girl, they're not going to allow you to continue to destroy another man's character. They're not going to be around for that. And the unfortunate part for you, sweetheart, you will never get a decent man. You will never get a baller. You will never get a big stepper. You know why? Big steppers don't deal with drama and mess. Big steppers will not deal with a woman who's came online continuously day after day after day, bashed her ex-husband. You were so important. Let you tell it before, Mr. LaTruth. Why don't you go ahead and drop that name and go back to who you was, boss chick? You can't do that. You don't want to do that because you know why? He made you. And then you want to turn around and tell us that wasn't even his last name. That was such and such. That's not his real last name. It don't matter. It does not matter. It was his name first. It wasn't your name. Go back to who you were since you was 3 degrees so successful. Go back to that person. And then holler at us about who you are, this boss chick. You would never do that. You're going to fight that to the very end. And you would keep it that way if you could. Now back to the successful men. You will never get one. No man is going to deal with your drama. Your drama been all online. You've been running your mouth. You don't know how to control yourself. You do not. You are out of control. You are out of line. You have been out of line. And the crazy part is you speak on everybody and everything. You spoke on, allegedly, Wayne. You acted skits with him. And then, like I said, you possess that Jezebel spirit within you, even doing a skit with him. I don't know if I just spoke on this or what. I'm just going. You doing a skit, the fighting scene, when the girl come out the house crazy, and you supposedly not want her man. But yet, you can't control your flirtatious ways when you get around a dude. You pull up, oh, you don't remember me? Like, if that wasn't you two supposed to have been flirting in that scene, why are you flirting with this man? So guess what? Her coming out the house trying to fight was right. The only thing that wasn't right about that skit was her trying to fight him. She should have tried to fight you, because guess what? If you ask me, it sounded like you was flirting, baby girl, with the guy when you pulled up. Even on a skit, you don't know how to act it out without flirting, without being so promiscuous. You can't help it. No man will ever respect you. And it's unfortunate because your kids have to suffer from that. Now let's carry on to the movie premiere. I had to backtrack a little bit to make sure I'm getting everything that needs to be done. You right away, immediately, start walking with your kids. No, better yet, I'm thankful that they have on clothes finally. You finally put them on some decent clothes. Thank you. Thank you. But the crazy part is, you didn't even acknowledge them. You didn't even really interact with your fans. You try to act like you just so much. And these are the same people that help you build your platform, that buy your crappy product. And speak of that, I hope some of the people that you've been ignoring online live in Atlanta, and they showed up at your premiere to ask you why they breaking out. Why you haven't sent their money back when they want a refund. Why you been ignoring them. I hope they showed up to your premiere. But anyhow, moving along, as you're walking like you're some goddess on your red carpet, the only one that you will be on that you paid for, you leave your kids. As a mother, we put our kids in front of us and we guide them. Come on. And we stand behind them. That spoke volume on who you are and where you stand with your children. Your children will always be the last thing on your mind. Your children will be the last thing when it comes to you first. If it's them or you, you're going to worry about your own needs. You're going to worry about you being in the spotlight. And they will always be behind. That spoke volume to the real mothers out there. That's the first thing we notice. They are standing there when it's a big picture, a big bulletin board, a wall drop with them on it. They standing on the side watching their mom take pictures. And you just walking along and you didn't look back now one time at your kids, at your seeds. You didn't look back. How is it that you have this picture of them and you opening up their life to the world as well, and you don't have the decency enough to at least let them stand next to you, you're exposing them too. When you put stuff online, that stuff don't go away. This stuff can follow these kids forever. But you don't think about that. Your ignorance will be tied to these children that you have. But you don't think about that. You know why? Because it's always about you, Miss Lieonya. You don't have any type of bone of a mother intuition inside your body. You are the most self-centered person I know. So you have the nerve to stand there and take pictures. And you kind of act like you just irritated and, yeah, here you go, get your picture, whatever. Are you serious? And you didn't have them hand gesture for them to bring your kids up there not one time. Not one time. So why did they even go? You're exploiting your children's life as well. Like I stated earlier, they're going to have to go back to school with kids that have parents that talk around them, that say certain things that they're going to hear that's not going to be so pleasant, and then they're going to come in the classroom and repeat that, and then it's going to hurt your kids' feelings, and it might turn physical. But you could care less. They should have been on that carpet just as much as you, because you opened the door to those kids' lives, so you should at least think you did was acknowledge them. But you couldn't do that. And then, shout out to Tease or something like that. I don't have the exact name, but she pointed out something that was so hilarious to me. You don't know how to be yourself. You literally copied someone else's outfit on down to their purse, to the handbag, to the purse. Girl, when are you an original self? You keep cloning yourself from everybody. You are this. You have like 25 clones, sweetheart, and you only 30. Like, gosh, Lee. I don't even want to say God name, because there's no God in you. You don't even deserve for me to say that. The only time I say God name with you is when I'm praying for you. And the only reason I will pray for you is because I hope you become a better person for them kids, because they tied to you until they turn 18. And that's unfortunate. But like I was stating, you are not an original. You are a clone. That's what we'll keep calling you, Lieonya. You're a clone. You don't know how to be yourself. You don't know who you are. You're not a genuine person. You copy someone else's dress down to their purse. That's just sad. And then, like I always state, you're with your children. You have not one time done anything. Like I said, you're a fraud. In your video, you walking in with a suit jacket on. When have you ever dressed classy like that in that type of manner on your show? That is the first time we have ever seen you dress appropriate like you should, like a businesswoman making boss moves. That's what you should have on, Miss Lieonya. I would have preferred you to have that on for your movie premiere instead of what you had on. Aren't you tired of getting naked? Aren't you tired of looking like a thought? Do you ever want to cover up? I mean, you get naked when you take a shower in the bath. Aren't you tired of being naked? Wow. You walk in without your kids, and then you have it at a movie theater. I go to the movies every week, sweetheart. And guess what? The movies I go to, I'm used to recliners, and my recliners heat up. And they don't even have those little things on there that you had. They look more up to date. You trying to flex in a movie theater, sweetheart, in some recliners that I go to every week that heat up. Are you really trying to draw us in, trying to wow us with a movie theater? With some recliners, sweetheart? Look at this, y'all. Look at this. This is nice. Girl, that's just a regular movie theater that everybody goes to that has recliners, sweetheart. We're used to things. You're not going to fool us. You make it fool Bree High, but you can't fool the people that see through you. And that's not impressed with the things you do or the things you show us. You dress tacky. You have on all them big old chains and necklaces to try to prove you made it. You talk about Mr. LaTruth. But guess what, sweetheart? Mr. LaTruth swag stay on point. Now, next time I cannot say that man wasn't dressed nice. He dressed way better than Mr. Wu-Tang. You know that. That's why you bought them chains for Mr. Wu-Tang. That's why you took him shopping a few times when y'all had that coat on and y'all did that little TikTok skit. But guess what? Your money not coming in like it normally do, so you can't keep buying him everything every month. And even if you did, sweetheart, he's still not Mr. LaTruth. He would never be Mr. LaTruth. He couldn't even have on the same outfit as Mr. LaTruth and look anywhere near like him. Mr. LaTruth knows how to dress, and that man looks good in his clothes. And I have to give that to him. Now, Mr. Wu-Tang, on the other hand, that is a funny looking dude. And I'm just going to state it. I'm going to keep it real. And you always call him Mr. LaTruth, Lil Bill, this and that. Girl, boo. Look at your dude you talking to. He can't even wear the same, put him on the same outfit as Mr. LaTruth. And let us decide which one is better. Let us decide who looked the best. I guarantee you it's not going to be your side. It's not going to be Mr. Wu-Tang. And how did you feel him not showing up for you when you threw a party for him? When it was time to acknowledge him and what he did? You threw a whole party for this man, Cater. You got this man 5 boxes of shoes, allegedly. Gold, real jewelry. And now that I think about it, and you're on a video trying to prove to us that your husband's jewelry is fake and you have more money. But you only prove to us how selfish and evil you are. You've been with that man 6 years. And on that video, you stated that you was going to get him some jewelry from somewhere, and you know the price of how much it cost because you priced it. You was debating with him over that so he could slip up and say his jewelry was fake. Okay. Say it is fake. You went out of your way to buy this man that you only been talking to a few months. Real necklace, real bracelet. You don't think your husband, out of 6 years of being married, out of choosing you, putting you in a position to where you could be a boss, elevating you, like you said in so many other videos, you don't think you owe that to that man? So he's walking around here in fake jewelry when his wife is making all this money. And instead of giving that to her man who deserves it more, her husband who's been there with her, help her raise her kids that were not his, you never bought him that. But you buy another man that so he can emulate him. So he can look close to the man that you're trying to tear down. Make it make sense, y'all. She's trying to give Mr. Wu-Tang a swag close to Mr. LaTruth. But baby, I'm going to tell you like this. If you just got it, you got it. If you don't, you don't. And he don't have it. You could buy that man 1,000 outfits and match it up with the same kind of shoes. And he put it on. He's still not going to look right. Nobody still will check for him. He don't have it like that on down to his walk and his goofiness. The way he held his mouth open for 10 seconds after you kissed him. That man is not Mr. LaTruth. I don't care how much you try to dress him up or pump him up or make him out to be like he's such a stepper. He's not. And we all know that because he's online begging people to buy his bootleg merchandise. He's online constantly with 10, 12 people following him, looking in online, and he trying to be rude to them. He trying to be upset with them because they saying they bought it and he can't see it go to his bank account because he's so broke right away. He got it directly going in there. I don't see it in there. It didn't go on there. Who does that? Not a big stepper. Not a big stepper. You have to pay all the bills when y'all go out on dates. And it's crazy because I know behind the scenes you've been shopping with this man when he was at the mall. But the crazy part is we don't see the clothes that he have on to show for it. We saw them red and white shoes he had, and he wore them mugs out with everything he had on. Like, dang, when are you going to change these shoes? Most of the time, they didn't even go with all black. He have on all black with these red and white shoes. You weren't tired of looking at that? That's appealing to you? Even a skit, Love and Basketball, he looked it so cheesy. And your husband out here, your soon-to-be ex-husband out here flexing on him with his shirt all off. People rubbing him down probably with oil as we speak on the beach. How does that make you feel, Miss Lieonya? He will be done moved on one day. And guess what? Someone is going to love him for who he is. And he just so happened to might have another child. He say he don't want another one. But guess what? When you're in a different situation with somebody else and that love is natural and genuine and you want a part of that person forever, he might decide to have another child. And you're going to be so sick when that man move on. If you think you sick now, if you think you hell-bent now and you butt hurt, imagine when that man moves on and you see him elevate and got what God has in store for him. You see him prosper. You see what his life is now and what it's going to become. Imagine that. Imagine he's really going to be on red carpet premieres. And all your fans that were supporting you are going to eventually fade away, start attacking you every time you go on live like they do him and go to him and his funny skits. They're going to leave you and go back to him and going to be under his comments writing, I'm so sorry. I didn't believe her. I didn't believe you. I was blinded by her. That's going to happen, Miss Lieonya. That day is going to come soon. And I wanted to point out something. When you called the police and he had that audio recorded, and we all can go back online and see it. I don't know if you guys noticed, but when she said he had a gun and he said, I don't have a gun or I'm not following her, she hurry up and mute the phone when he's trying to talk. And then she unmutes it when she get ready to get off the bed and walk out. If you can't tell me if that wasn't a setup, and you could tell this is something they go through on a regular, and it got to the point he didn't probably even know she was recording, but he started recording for his own safety. And then we wonder why this man don't attack her, why he moved like this, why he moved like that. He knows what he's dealing with. You got to understand, if somebody lies about being a DV victim and they try to destroy someone that has done nothing but been there for them, build them up and put them in a position to where they don't have to do a 9-to-5 like the rest of us. And they destroy this person's whole being. Then imagine who they can become behind the scenes. You got to be a pure evil person to have done the things that Miss Lieonya continues to do. That man is moving the best way he can at this time. He does not trust his ex. And from the looks of it, we all don't. If you can strongly throw some accusations out there like that, who knows what else you're capable of? Who knows what you're trying to do behind the scenes? We saw you go to the gun range. And maybe think about this. He probably haven't seen his child because guess what? He show up on this girl property and she start a little fake argument with him or pretend they was arguing. He probably wouldn't even say 5 words to her, but I'll be back in a couple hours, whatever. She the type of person allegedly looked like she would shoot this man. She would shoot this man and call the police and act like he tried to attack her. Who knows what she's been planning? She has her audio. She has her videos of crying, domestic violence. She tried to look so sad on the steps. She tried to act like she was a victim. She gained a happy weight now. Who knows what she's been planning from day one? And it hurts this man so bad that he can't just pick up his daughter like he has a regular child's mother, a regular baby mama. He can't do that. He wants to see his daughter so bad, but he can't pick her up from this woman if it's not court ordered because he does not trust her. And I don't blame him. If this woman lied on him about this, he does not know who she really is. And imagine how he must feel being married to this woman all this time and pouring everything into her. And he turn around and he see her online bashing him every day about his finances, personal stuff, all down to his jewelry and his manhood. That has to definitely be a blow to his ego as a man. I will continue to pray for Mr. LaTrue. And at the end of the day, they have a child together. And this woman is not putting this child first. Or any of her kids for that matters. I hope and I pray that, like I stated in my other video, he gets custody of those kids. Of his kid. Because I don't think the type of child's mother she is, if he's not with her, they will ever be able to come to a mutual agreement, mutual terms. Unless she had a man. She had a man that fully, actually really liked her and poured their energy and time into her. That will take away from her being so concerned about Mr. LaTrue. But the messed up thing is, she will always be bitter towards this man because she know deep down inside, this is the person who made me. This is the person who made himself. He started from nothing. He's been through this. He's been through that. And at the end of the day, he has to start all over. And guess what? In my heart, I know he will become bigger than what I am. I teared him down for a minute, but he's not going to be down for long. He has the God in him. You set up and try to convince us that he doesn't believe in God. He speaks on God more than you, sweetheart. You spoke on God in the beginning a couple of times, and then when you did speak on God, you used his name in vain in the most disrespectful way, talking about you gonna pray when you get in the next relationship with the next person and you guys become intimate. You want to pray first that they have a big you-know-what and they're good. Are you freaking serious? You want to tell us that this man who promotes God every day, who acknowledges God, and if I'm not mistaken, has a tattoo that says God or something like that. I could be wrong. You aren't showing us that you're getting up every Sunday, going to church with your kids. We're not seeing that from you. We're not seeing you quoting scriptures. I'm not saying you have to be a God freak or a person that talks about God all the time. No, but we don't see the God in you at all, baby. Everything you've done has nothing to do with God. This is all your mindset. This is all the way you think and how you move. There's no God in you. There's no God that has to do with the things you have done to destroy your whole family. That's not of God. God is not supporting the fact that you are cheating on your husband, committing adultery while you're still married. I don't care if you two are separated. Legally, you two are still bind. That's not of God. Moving a man into your house and around your kids, that's a complete stranger that you should have got to know first and you should have been divorced first. That's not of God. God doesn't support that. You continue to be disrespectful online, provoke somebody, act sexual, kiss a man in front of your children. What are you teaching them? That's not of God. I am Ashley D. Please be sure to like and subscribe. If you have anything else you want me to speak on, please feel free to let me know. Drop that down below and I got you. I'll talk to you soon, everyone. Have a good one. Bye. What is up, YouTube world? So I tried to edit out the part of Mr. Wu-Tang. He actually did show up at the premiere, and I made my video before I saw that. However, he did not walk the red carpet with Miss Lieonya. He was there like always, just enough time for his photo shoot. with his tacky clothes, like always. This boy had on some J's with some pleather pants and a pleather vest and some type of funny looking shirt. He was there in time enough to take a picture so he could post it on his page to make her feel good. He didn't walk in there with her like her man, like anybody's man would. After all, she threw a lavish party for him. Was it a premiere night or was it the end of the season for the Wu-Tang thing? She threw a whole party for dude, catered food, allegedly flew his friend out. Not to mention, iced him out with a diamond ring, something that a man would do for a woman. You buying love and affection, and it's still not getting you anywhere besides looking foolish on the camera in front of all your viewers. And it's getting you to this point to where I'm making a video about you and so many more people. You can't see it, or you're not trying to see it because you invested too much into this false reality, this false narrative that you're trying to push off to people. And your people are continuing to egg this on, coaching you on like you're doing something so good. This man showed up for a photo shoot, and now, excuse me, where is he? Fashion Week or whatever it is. Something he had on tacky. He's there and you're at home about to eat popcorn because today is your movie premiere. When it comes down to him, he's going to always put himself first. He didn't have to go to that. Nobody checking for that dude. Half of the people don't even know he played in the movie or whatever episode he played in. I still didn't want to watch it to see who he was. I could care less about his role. I never heard of him until you. You built this man up to be some type of king sex symbol, and he's nowhere near that. All I see is Mr. Ed without the big gums. A horse chewing hay. That's what I see when I see him. Not to mention, he don't know how to close his mouth. And you want to talk about your husband this and that. That man doesn't know how to dress. He doesn't know how to have a swag or any charisma about him. He just shows up. And he took acting classes, so he got a little bit of acting skills. That's it. What did he give you for your opening premiere day? We waiting, Lieonya. We waiting to see what type of success you reaped off of him in your show, in your big day. What did you reap off of that? What did you get besides some freaking flowers? Did you get a beautiful ring? And for crying out loud, will somebody please tell her that big tacky necklace don't go with everything she wears? She wear it with a summer shirt on. She wear it with a dress on. She wear it with a freaking hoodie on. Why do you wear that big ugly necklace with everything? It does not go. So maybe you don't have a problem with Mr. Wu-Tang fashion sense because yours is right neck to neck with him. You got on this gaudy dress at a freaking premiere movie day. And a dress on a female that actually wore it first, it looks better on her. And I'm sure she had a reason behind wearing hers. But unlike you try to find a reason to be half naked any chance you get. Whether it's standing next to your kids and your daddy. You need to know certain accessories go with certain outfits, baby. You can't just put it together and make it work. That's not how it goes, boo-boo. I'm going to teach you that. If you've never been told that, today you will learn, because like I said earlier, you clone yourself several different times to be whoever we tell you to be in that moment a few days later. You a new clone. That's who you are. And so is your baby toy, your child baby, whatever you want to call Mr. Wu-Tang, because you treat him like he's a child. You taking care of him. Are you going to claim him on your W-2s? You give him clothes, you give him food, you give him shelter. That's your child. Your man child, and you wanted him to be your man toy, but he not feeling you like that. He used every excuse to get away. He done made himself go to some type of event he probably wasn't even invited to. Just so he didn't have to stay at home with you and be on the sofa eating popcorn with you, watching your big moment. He showed up for a picture so he could post it on his page. He out. He probably took a red eye the next morning or that night. Who knows? But his ducks are in a row when it comes to his life, and they don't align with you if it's not benefiting him. I am Ashley D. Please be sure to like and subscribe. I'll be catching up with y'all soon. I'm sorry about doing my commentary before I actually checked and saw that Mr. Wu-Tang actually was there. But I didn't see him give her the flowers in her hand. So I don't know if that was just one of her little stunts or he actually gave them to her. Whether or not he did or he didn't, she gave this man the whole ring. She flew his friend out, and she was extra. Probably rented the hall. Yeah, she rented the hall. She said that. She don't have no problem flexing, talking about the money she spent on him. And that's probably to get at the girl that he was dating. And she don't know, to the real women like us, we sit back and we're treated like queens. Our men in our lives are the ones that will come in our lives. They will love us enough to do these special things for us. We don't have to buy love. Love is free. Love don't cost a thing, boo-boo. And when someone truly loves you and care about you, they pour all that into you. You don't have to continue to fill their cup up when yours empty. You guys will naturally be equally yoked. And your karma is the same way you did your ex-husband. You weren't feeling him like that. You used him for a come up. It's the same way Mr. Wu-Tang is doing you. He's going to take some of your followers with him. And that ain't going to last for long. He boring too. I ain't even going to say that. He going to get a few followers. They going to stop watching him coming on live looking ugly. Tap in, tap in. I'll follow you back if you purchase my merch. If you purchase my merch right now at this moment, I'll follow you back. This dude, like I said earlier, has something on his phone. But as soon as you buy one of his whack shirts, it go right to his bank account and it probably pings. What, $14.99? And he probably selling it for $39.99. And y'all so brainwashed and zombie to the point with the Beehive. And she want to start calling y'all that back again when it comes to her premiere day because she wants y'all to show up. Y'all so brainwashed. Y'all are buying into what they selling you. Now you guys not only purchasing her bootleg cream, but you purchasing t-shirts from this guy that y'all ain't even known longer than she did. And when he come online,